Can you hear me? Testing.
I can hear you, yeah. I'm texting in the chat.
No, I'm saying, can you hear on the stream now? Are you got it up?
Let me check. Ah, yes.
Yep, we got it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. Just some troubleshooting. Welcome. It's your host. This is J-Dog with Game Boy. Actually, now known as Ladies Men. We've done the intros already. Unfortunately, we realised that it wasn't working, so apologies for that. We're here today.
Apologies.
We're here today at Mexico, round 9. A few of the drivers have done their laps already. So we're just settling back down. So my apologies for that, but the stream should be up and running, everyone, and working now. I'm just going to get relativity in Game Boy if you want to talk about the circuit a little bit.
The circus, well, we're around Mexico. Let me put on some track details real quick. Here we go. Mexico. Well, Mexico that is one of the longest straights on the calendar. Is the main straight from the start finish to turn 1. Probably turn 1 will be the corner where you see most of the overtakes happen on today, either that or turn 4. But yeah, track length today is 4.304 kilometers. We're doing, I believe, 36 laps today, half a race distance. Track during the race as 73 bottas in 21, 117.774. So let's see if people are able to beat that today.
Thank you very much, good sir. I'm just trying to get Mr. Relativity in to our session.
I can invite him too.
If you can, just because I'm streaming. So McCauley looks like just dropped a mic with that. With 1:13, we got Stomper in at second.
Yeah, McCauley's had a bang of a time there. Stomper is currently invalidated, so I think he will be going into the pit. But he has put in the second time of the qualifying so far.
He's got that first row.
Takes the ball on Worth in the pit lane. I think no assistance on the lap.
He
is going through the final corner right now. And he put in 5th time at 1:16.6. Which he was already there, but improvement in time, but no improvement in position. Meanwhile, we will go to Salazar and we will see a full lap around this track. So over the start finish line, here we go on the long straight, DRS wide open here, pit lane exit on the right hand side down towards turn 1. Turn 1 will be in 90-degree right-hander and we'll brake at the 100 here. And very, very nice to the apex. There you go. Don't go wide here out of turn 3. Another DRS zone, same detection for the long straight down into turn 4. Then we have basically a chicane. The right-hander over here, easy to go wide over here, but he kept it within the white lines. The apex hairpin over here. Next up we have the S3R9 of Mexico. You can really abuse the curve over here, but we see Velatosser really touching down. Almost lost the rear of the car there. But you're on the exit of the S is another third DRS zone down into the right-hander, into the arena of Mexico, which is the slowest part of the whole track. 2 more corners remaining, another 90-degree right-hander into a long curved full throttle right-hander over the finish line, and that's a lap around Mexico.
Perfect timing. It was just about as long as it took me to find relativity on my friends list. No, it looks like Mahmoud is, I think, just starting his lap 2 here. We'll have a look at this.
Let me try and invite relativity as well.
Oh, we have a spinner here. Who's that? That's Salatossa. He was out of the way.
Well, he just finished his lap, so he wasn't on the lap.
Luckily.
Go Hoffman right behind him, going past him through the double apex hairpin. So relativity is in, but he looks like he's unable to get into a car.
Yeah, it looks like. So what we'll end up doing basically, and that was a great lap by Mahmoud, by the way, 1:14.752. What we'll do is, obviously, it's one of those things where you may probably be able to get into the car after the session, or after the qualifying session. I'm not sure why. It's just a glitch of the game. It's EA, as per usual.
It is EA, so nothing.
But if he can't, we'll just reset the.
Anymore.
We'll restart the lobby, reset the grid, so he doesn't miss out. It's not that hard to do with, it'll be 11 drivers. So that's the plan in terms of a red flag. But we'll wait till qualifying finishes, obviously, because qualifying started and he was a bit late. If you could let him know that as well, Game Boy, that would be great.
Okay, well, let me fix
I will just so some of the viewers can see some of the qualifying. So you've got Salatos's one Infinity. His Infinity on, let's see the Sector 2 time. No, plus 2 seconds. Looks like Hoffman's starting one now. Burnt through the battery. Starting the lap on 30%. Oh, a bit on the grass there. So Hoffman currently in 7th position with a 1:18.151 after Sector 1. Let's have a look. Up by half a second. Goes a bit deep into the corner there. You can go a bit deep there. Invalidated. Unlucky. It's a tough corner, that. You can go a bit deep in that prior corner, but what ends up happening is obviously you have to cut the next corner wider, and that's what happened. You see, unfortunately, there was an invalidation on the lap. Looking at Salatos, is Salatos going to follow? We'll go back up to Stomper. Stomper is starting one. Game Boy, if you could, just keep an eye out on those gentlemen on the chat, just trying to help them in, just so they can get in. It did retire relativity, so just make sure he gets back in the lobby. Stomper, we'll look at the first sector time. What does Stomper pull out? It's up by just over a tenth of a second. quite a good lap here, to be honest. So at the moment, heading for a low 115s, possibly a late 114s.
Yo, Jado, can you invite Souza again, as he is disconnected?
Let me just let me finish this lap off. Just watching the lap, just because Stompers are just on finishing this lap. One moment. Will this be able to pip? Stomper, front row, gets it done. Pulls off 6/10 with that. Gambo, what was his PC name again? P20 Souza.
P20 Souza.
When the race does start, I'll try as best as I can to get invites out to people to get them back in. It's best if you're on PC, if you're listening, to get a PC person to invite you to the lobby. So if you have someone in the lobby that is on PC, that would be very much beneficial, because there has been known to be glitches regarding that happening, where, you know, people can't get in because of my invite, as I'm on a PS5 myself. So we're on board with Infinity here. Infinity looking like a decent lap.
So yeah, qualifying almost over. I think
It is
Souza's now on his way back.
It is almost over. It's Infinity 115.2 at the moment, in fourth position. Who's currently on a flyer that we're looking at?
I believe pretty much Stomper's on a flyer.
Stomper's on a flyer. We'll have a look at Stomper, because Stomper pulled off a cracking time before, pulled 6/10 off. We'll see what he can get done. But
he already put 2 laps on these tires, so he did not go back into pits to put in a fresh set of tires, and he invalidates by going over the white line on the left side a bit too much.
Oh,
right behind
and
Mahmoud,
and he's got a bit of a wiggle on there, and Infinity behind that.
Mahmoud down in the pits, gives up his lap right behind to the final corner. Is he improving? On the right top, we saw a plus, and he is improving. 6/10, almost 7/10. Puts him into P7, but still no position changes. Believe that Salad Toaster into pits now. Yes, he is.
It's just
left on track. No assist. No assist.
It is just no assist.
Not on the lap.
He's not, indeed. So it looks like for qualifying, McCauley just a one and done. Just a 113 sits there, sitting pretty, not too far from Stomper, who looked like he could have got there. And then after we have Mahmoud in third position, starting off the second row. And that's your top three.
We have our results, and what a lap from my colleague that put it on pole position.
Yeah,
113.8.
Yeah, Yeah.
So yeah,
On
most probably
first lap.
starting from Pole Stomper right next to him on the front row, behind the Mamu and Infinity. On the second row, rounding up the top 10 is No Assist for Hofmet, Salatoster, Dubvolters and Relativity. And Souza, unfortunately P11 with time, same for Relativity. Those two have to start the race from the back.
And
So
of
we're
course,
looking forward to it.
if those two can't
Yeah.
start, well, we will as an admin call a red flag, so they can get in the race. Obviously, we don't want them to miss out. We know how the game is, and they're an important part of the grid, obviously here. Um, they should be able to get into the car now. I haven't seen where it kicks them out of both. I haven't seen that glitch yet, but EA
Mm-hmm.
continues to surprise me every day. To be honest, they're very inventive.
They are very inventive and most of the time not in a good way.
Oh no, it's never in a good way. Most of the time, the can't see in a good way. It's a little bit cloudy here too. Look at that sky. So
It looks cloudy, yeah.
it
Is there
does.
any chance of rain later in the race? It looks to be dry now.
It does, but it's very overcast. None of the spectators brought their raincoats either, so they're going to be going home like they were in a bathtub. Looks like.
Yeah, and for our spectators, if you're unfamiliar with this league as of yet, we have a 5-minute break between qualifying and the race for the people needing to go put on some Sabbath changes if needed, strategy changes, or even a bathroom break if needed.
We do recommend though, as a driver, not to stray too far, just in case there are some that are unfamiliar with the rule. It does happen frequently, where someone will ready up, and if you've gone to the bathroom for a minute, that's the end of your race, unfortunately. So we don't recommend. If you can see it and hear it, and you can get there in time when you hear the countdown, that's what we recommend. It
Mm-hmm.
obviously shouldn't happen, but at the same time, don't make sure to always be by the console in a sense where you'll be able to race if someone does ready up too early.
Yes. But if we go to the race director, we can see different strategies. Mostly, for example, Mamu putting on the hard tires, so they want to do the reverse strategy, or
They could be
would
bluffing
they
like you did
do?
earlier in the T1 race. We saw. Was that a bluff? Tell me, because we noticed the hard tires and you swapped to the mediums. Did you bluff? Was that a bluff?
I was reacting to what others did, to be honest.
Uh, so yeah, at the moment we have. In case drivers are listening, I won't say it out on air at the moment, but as you can see, we have a few drivers on different compounds of tires. But yeah, what would you start on?
It depends. If there's rain coming and a little later than what the mediums can survive, then yeah, I would start on hards for sure. Which might be a reason why people are starting on hards, of course. Because it's looking cloudy out there.
So you're thinking starting on the hards basically will benefit in a sense because the rain might come little bit later and then they can only do the one stop rather than go medium hards then onto the wets. Is that what you're?
Yes.
Mm.
Might be answering questions though. As we see more people going to the hards, for example, Infinity and Souza. But yeah, still 1 minute before the start of the race, or before I will give the go to the people in the race.
And
Yeah, what
for for those
do you
listening as
think is gonna
well,
happen?
well, that's what I was about to say. For those listening that are drivers, remember turn one is turn one of 36 laps. turn one of the first lap of 36 laps. There are still more laps to win it. It's a long straight, this one. So there's a lot of room, but it can be deceiving, especially because the racing lines are very tight cut into the next corner. So you find you can go side by side. You can't go side by side by side by side by side, but you can go side by side through there. That does work. Um, but just as long as it's obviously sensible, yeah, make sure you can obviously overtake the car you're competing, and you often do see a lot of I wouldn't say dive bombs, but a lot of people will dive bomb the inside corner here because that is the apex of the racing line for that specific area of the track. It's just you want to stick. You saw it in qualifying that you'd stick really far out to the left and just cut really far into the right, just touching that inside edge of that inside curb, so you can get a good exit on the next little S chicane.
Yeah. And I'll have given the go so people can ready up now. And looks like McCulley changed his mind and he will be looking for the medium tire.
He's done it. He's done a swap. He's done a swapsy. He's changed to medium as soon as you've given the go. Oh, my guy. I don't think McCulley has to worry too much. In a sense where his qualifying lap was ridiculously good. However,
it might be avoiding turn 1 carnage if there is wood one, for example. You want to get great off the line and try and keep the lead down into turn 1. Might there be a incident right behind him?
Yeah, this is true. That is fair. And obviously you see that a lot, even in real life F1. Off the line, the softer tires are they're just gonna really kill those harder tire compounds. They always have and always will. And so, I mean, also to get a lead on Stomper and Mordev, and maybe then he has some room to work with strategy-wise.
I mean, it is possible. We saw from his qualifying lap that he has some pace over the others over Stomper, for example, because it was 6 or 7 tenths, if I'm not mistaken. Speed here as well open in lap 2, but not the straight when you go into lap 2. So he might be trying to pull away a second instantly.
Yep.
And have some freedom in his strategy.
I agree with you. I think it's more about a freedom approach to get away from the mayhem. I think you've hit a nail on the head. Not that there will be any, but there may be some. And essentially, the cars in front are usually the victims. And of course, if there's no one in front of you, then if there's no one that you can hit, so you'll always be a victim in a situation like that. So I'm going to.
And remember, it is. No, I remember there's no systemic pattern, so nothing's out of the mind yet.
And yes, you are spot on. I'm going to. There's no good cameras here, so I'm going to start off with one of the leaders. Waiting for it to.
Ooh, an Infinity! Infinity jumpstart the stuff and has a drive-through in the process. But it was a great shot from Morculi. Now down to the inside, wants to get the inside line for turn 1, but goes to the outside, does not defeat the inside line. Stomper next to him on the inside of turn 1, side by side through there, and a little bit lost it out of the corner and gives away the position to Mamu and Noah says on the outside. So thank you very much. I'll take P3 from you as well.
Could you do me a solid and put your screenshot? That was really well done by I got a glitch now where my whole race, my whole HUD went off. So I'm just watching. So I'll keep yours up there. And ladies and gentlemen, you won't be able to see his, but I'll be able to. So they won't be able to see it, but I'll be able to then judge the action based off yours.
And there's Moikuli pulling the gap of 1 second, but
Oh,
Stompa wants the P3 right back right away. Down the inside of the last DRS zone, which has not been activated yet. Into P3 on the inside of no assists. And we see some gaps forming up. The leaders, Moikuli and Mamu, already 1.7 seconds ahead. No assist, trailing Stompa on the straight. Will probably not be able to much with the DRS. And we see Infinity going into the pit, serving his drive to want to get rid of that as fast as possible. Might there be, of course, an early safety car.
I'm gonna struggle with this. That's fine.
So we see a pack P6 down to P9 all into turn 4 now. 4 side, but yeah, 4 right behind them. Driving. Ooh, and that's Tafur going a bit wide. Tafur already has a penalty though. 3 seconds. That's what track limits. And it's only lap 2.
Yeah, it could have been a straight cut on one of the corners. That can happen. Sometimes you're gonna be my eyes and ears. I want you to know that. Just so, because I have to look at your
on the incident screen.
And also being able to. Oh, with contact. Because I can't see who the cars are.
Oh, Sousa and Tafu connect each other down into the freaking arena section.
So that was a bit. Look, the stewards will judge that, so make sure you send any reports in. It was a bit of a tough move. There was a contact made on the back of the Ferrari.
Yeah, in the arena section with Tapur and Sousa, I believe someone tapped the back of the other and was between these two, but and Tapur lost it again. Tapur hit the wall. Broken wing.
Oh, starts to reverse out a little bit. Is there going to be a safety car early?
Senator just avoided him. No safety car, as it was just yellow flags. Infinity advantage as well, as he has his front wing complete. Stays behind. There might be some more choice. But Moikuli 4 seconds already. The lap 3 going into 4.
It's crazy, hey.
Those medium tires are doing the job for him. Like I said, he's building the gap to get some strategy freedom. Put the fastest lap as well on 1:17.3. Tafur has been given another track limit penalty. And is fighting Salatos. Infinity, my bad. Infinity gets past. So Infinity down to P10 and Tafur now lost, unfortunately.
You have side by side Ferrari and the Red Bull up the top. Is that Mahmudev? Mahmudev and...
It's dot voltage or relativity, I think.
They're just going into the end of the first sector. Let me...
But yeah, Mamu and Stompa also fighting, of course, for position number 2. We'll keep an eye on them as well, as there is a 3-way battle for P5 currently. Dot voltage puts in an also penalty for track limits. Relativity is driving away. He started from the back, as you remember, from not setting a lap, unfortunately. Down in double the spins! Double the spins!
We can catch it here. I'm gonna join on my phone.
He spins again. Oh no. The Walters trying to get back on track and spins again.
Just testing. Can you double hear me?
Yes, I can.
Is it coming through twice? Oh! The Ferrari of Dob Walter spinning again. So Game Boy, you there?
Yes, yeah. I'm here.
Alright, nice.
Sorry, got a little quick conversation, but yeah,
No,
Walter
that's
spun
fine.
and he DNS'd in the pit lane. So his race is done, and does the Tafur. I think he got a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. So he has 16 seconds on his name. But you're now ending round number 5 for Mike Cooley. 6.5 seconds of a gap. He is building and more strategy.
He's building that
comfort.
up. So I'm using just an FYI, I'm using my phone's share screen just so I can watch your screen.
Yes, dude.
Just
But
so
Souza
I
now
can see
attacking
everything.
Hoffman on the straight. Souza put on DRS wide open. Hoffman goes to the inside
side
to
by side.
defend the inside. Well, P2 Souza around the outside. Get it done before the braking zone. Easy pass for him there.
You did call that. You did call that. You called it was gonna. People were gonna be doing overtakes around that in that area, and you're spot on. To be honest,
It's just some common sense, to be honest.
it is. To be fair, you're not wrong.
And Hoffman and Souza still fighting? Did Hoffman go back into P4? Souza still defend into turn 4, and Souza spins! Souza spins! Did he break his wing? He has front wing damage, his
He
left
does have
end
front
plate is
wing
missing.
damage.
And there's a 2 V-Cops right behind him, catching him, Salatosa Infinity. And Salatosa goes off the track, missed his thing into the S section, and cuts the corner. He lost the corner. Infinity lost it right in front of it, and in the wall with a bye-bye wheel. Infinity crashed out on track, making him DNF. Right in front of Salatosa's mistake as well.
That could have caused it, to be honest. He could have been saying hi to his mum in the grandstand. We're not sure. We don't know. But at the same time, yeah, it's that was heavy.
So yeah.
Someone take this man to the hospital, bro, immediately.
Well, the big impact as he DNF'd in the wall, but no safety car. No safety car, so the track is clear. And yeah, the closest one in a battle so far is now Mamu and Stompa overtook Mamu for P2.
Yeah.
Earlier in the
so
race.
That's the closest battle on track so far.
It is the closest battle. And what battery levels? Battery levels are the exact same. And I think Dob Walter's car is still showing on the track now for some reason. I don't know what that is, but it's EA. So everyone has a pretty decent gap now, almost driving in no man's land compared to all the others, and that's a spinner. Noah sits spun out of turn 3 onto the second straight of the track. And that's relatively improvement? Looked pretty bad. So no assist gave away his 4th position down to relativity. So relativity 4th place without qualifying. Started from the back, and here he is now trying to get close. 18 seconds away from Mamu.
Yeah, it's a big ask. It's a big ask. 18. So, I mean, I'm surprised. I don't know how there wasn't a safety car, to be honest with you, from some of those collisions. But at the same time,
from Infinities.
Yeah. Well, not only that, there was a few earlier collisions as well that could have easily caused it. But the closest battle, yeah, we have on track at the moment.
And Noah is going into the pits. He has damage, so he needs his wang fixed. And that's the Walters' car in the pits. Oh no! No!
What's happened?
The Walters' car, which DNF'd in the pits, is in the fast lane of the pits. And
That
the AI seems...
this game's broken, yo.
Oh my god.
I'm judging off, and I'm watching off what you're watching to get it, so the viewers can't even see the actual telemetry in terms of the. They're just watching the race at the moment. That's what you're doing a very good job, by the way, of letting them know what's happening. But
I
as
think
you
we
can
have
see,
to call
ladies
it a
and
red
gentlemen,
flag over here.
I think we do. I think we do, and we start a shorter race. I am gonna call it. Yeah, I'm gonna call because it's gonna block all the other cars from pitting.
Yes, put it in the chat. So for the people, this is our order. I think Nosis was P5 when he went into the pits.
Was he P5 perfect? Could you clip that for me? Because I can't see it on my screen.
I will clip it for you.
Fortunately, because there's no telemetry. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I'll clip it for you, and we have a red flag.
we have a red flag. The game has bugged itself beyond belief. As I said before, EA is the most inventive company in the world. We'll look at what to do. Momentarily, we'll stop the broadcast and essentially have a
You can
look at
pause
the
it
lap.
and then get
I will
back.
pause it, yeah, just to have a look at how many laps driven, etc., so that we can make it fair for the drivers. Obviously, we're starting at a full grid. You can't do that. 35% may be the best option.
Yeah,
But
it
we'll
was
pause
lap
it.
9, I think.
The drivers can't see the red flag, so I think the best thing to do is both of us leave.
So yeah, we'll be
As
back
we
in a few. Everyone
just I haven't paused it yet. I'm just his car actually. That was the weirdest glitch. We are still red flagging it anyway. We're back with you shortly, ladies and gentlemen.